We are all spiritual beings with divinity inside us. It's just that some of us have forgotten about it. Have you been experiencing the overwhelming urge to be alone and away from everyone and everything? You may have been avoiding family events or have told your friends you're busy, but in reality, you're in a stage of isolation and have been taking the time to be alone with your thoughts and emotions. Just know that this is of great value to you. You see, here's the thing. Being alone during your spiritual journey is not a bad thing. In fact, it's an essential part of the process. There are several reasons why this is the case, and understanding them can help you embrace your solitude and make the most of it. Stick around until the end, because we are going to delve into why periods of isolation is inevitable and necessary, and how it enacts immeasurable growth on your spiritual journey. As the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates once said, an unexamined life is not worth living. Isolation offers the necessary detachment to question societal norms and familial influences, paving the way for an authentic understanding of one's convictions. The human psyche is highly susceptible to external influence from social and interpersonal factors. It's common for individuals to adopt the thought patterns and beliefs of those they associate with. However, in order to achieve true autonomy and establish a personal identity, one must disassociate from such influences and seek out one's own path. Solitude provides the necessary mental space to question and evaluate one's beliefs and values effectively. As one gains a deeper understanding of oneself and connects with the ultimate truth, the need for distractions inevitably diminishes. Consequently, the desire to engage in social activities or pursue external interests wanes for some time. Instead, one may find solace in introspection, nature, and seclusion. This phase of self-discovery is a blessing because it paves the way for new opportunities and possibilities. The ego's desire for companionship can create a resistance to aloneness, leading one to feel as though life is working against them. However, once the blessing of solitude is recognized, it can be utilized to one's advantage, which in itself is a blessing. It takes a great deal of courage, stamina, and dedication to persist on the path when the call for aloneness arises, and very few individuals possess these qualities. As we engage in introspection and contemplate our own thoughts, we are able to achieve a level of clarity that enables us to distinguish between the beliefs we have assimilated and those that resonate with our innermost selves. The discordant noise of external opinions fades away, leaving us with the echoes of our own voice, which allows us to challenge the foundations of our convictions. We are then able to explore the origins of our beliefs, questioning whether they are rooted in our personal experiences or whether they are merely products of our unquestioned absorption of external influences. These questions function as navigational aids, shedding light on the route towards a more genuine comprehension of the self and God. The act of questioning transmutes into a contemplative practice a method of stripping off the coatings of indoctrination and cultural anticipations that might have obscured our spiritual discernment. In the absence of external stimuli, the human mind can better tune into the subtle signals produced within itself. This state of solitude allows us to access and process information that may otherwise be lost in the hectic environment of the outside world. Within this stillness, we are able to confront and analyze our deepest fears and vulnerabilities, as well as tap into the rich reserves of wisdom that reside within our own consciousness. To facilitate spiritual growth, we must incorporate the practice of meditation. As Plotinus wisely said, "In the quietude of isolation, the soul speaks its most profound truths." This practice involves delving deep within ourselves to confront our thoughts and emotions, simplifying the complexities that may hinder our spiritual journey. By doing so, we are better equipped to differentiate between the fundamental and the non-essential, the genuine and the superficial. Incorporating different breathing techniques and focusing on letting go and just being one with your thoughts is a powerful act that, when fully mastered, brings about peace and clarity on your life's mission and forms incredible mental strength and stillness that will be invaluable to you. Rumi famously said, "Within you is the hidden infinity. Dive into the depths of your own soul and discover the universe within." The answers to all our problems and questions lie within us, but we often ignore them in favor of external distractions. When you're alone, you have no choice but to confront your innermost thoughts and feelings. It can be a painful process, but it's also incredibly liberating. You'll begin to understand yourself in a way that you never have before. Detachment is found when truly going within, and provides the necessary detachment from external influences, allowing individuals to turn their gaze inward. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus remarked, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This internal focus fosters a heightened sense of self-awareness, a crucial element in the spiritual quest and knowing the self. When we go within, it is not always sunshine and rainbows, that is for certain. According to Lao Tzu, new beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. We must encounter deep-rooted trauma and be able to face it head-on to level up and break free from the chains that once held us down. Carl Jung brilliantly spoke on this matter, stating, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." You see, on your spiritual journey, you are not defined by your traumas and hardships you may have been through in your life, but you become aware that you are the person in the driving seat, and your reality is defined by what you want it to be. You are no longer held back. As you continue in isolation, you will also notice a change in thought patterns, a shedding of old paradigms, and a reconstruction of cognitive frameworks. In the words of the Roman philosopher Seneca, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. These profound mental shifts occur, birthing a renewed perspective on life and a noticeable shift in happiness and general fulfillment about existence. We all give our energy away to others, whether we realize it or not. Toxic relationships can drain us of our life force, leaving us feeling depleted and unworthy. But when we're alone, we can begin to take that energy back and learn how to stay in it, no matter what. The process of recovering spiritual energy necessitates a profound comprehension of the energetic dynamics that govern relationships. The words of the ancient philosopher Heraclitus, "Character is destiny," emphasize the importance of grasping how the energies exchanged in relationships influence one's character and consequently their destiny. You might have been around toxic friends, family, or anyone you come across on a daily basis. These people can drain our emotional energy without even realizing it. So being alone allows you to reflect on this and understand the importance of who you give your energy to and how you can best use it going forward. Whether that be on a business, workout routine, meditation, or anything that requires a great deal of energy to be invested into. So we can see isolation is a fantastic tool for breaking toxic energetic ties with others. This process is akin to the wisdom expressed by the great poet Rumi, who once said that the wound is the place where the light enters you. By acknowledging and addressing the wounds inflicted by toxic relationships, individuals can pave the way for the entrance of spiritual light, revitalizing their essence. This can be a difficult and painful process, but it is necessary for growth and healing. When we are in toxic relationships, our energy becomes drained, and we may lose touch with our true selves. Isolation provides an opportunity to step away from these relationships and focus on our own healing. It allows us to reconnect with our inner selves and begin the journey of self-discovery and self-love. Through this process, we can learn to set boundaries, develop a stronger sense of self, and attract more positive and fulfilling relationships into our lives. Isolation can be seen as a sacred space where the individual can establish a deep and meaningful connection with God or the divine. This connection is often referred to as a spiritual awakening, where one becomes aware of the presence of a higher power and its role in our lives. In the words of Lao Tzu, "Seek the divine within yourself, and you will find the answers to the mysteries of the universe." The process of self-exploration in solitude can be a transformative experience, allowing us to delve into our innermost thoughts and emotions. By doing so, we open ourselves up to the possibility of receiving guidance from the divine, which can help us find purpose and meaning in our lives. By practicing prayer and meditation, we can enhance and strengthen our connection with God. Hermes Trismegistus emphasizes on this with, "The divine speaks to us through the language of silence. In quiet contemplation, we hear the whispers of eternity." When we connect with the divine in this way, we can begin to see beyond the limitations of the material world. Our sense of self expands, and we become more aware of the interconnectedness of all things. This newfound awareness can lead to a greater sense of compassion and empathy towards others, as we recognize that we are all part of a larger whole. The human desire to connect with the divine is a deep and meaningful interaction that involves the totality of one's existence, the mind, body, and spirit. This connection is not limited to a mere intellectual understanding, but rather a heartfelt communion that touches the depths of our being. The words of the Sufi mystic Ibn Arabi beautifully encapsulate this experience. "Your heart is like an ocean. Dive into its hidden depths to discover your true self." In essence, seeking a connection with the divine is a journey of self-discovery that requires courage, sincerity, and a willingness to explore the innermost recesses of our being. The spiritual journey requires a great deal of courage and resilience. It demands that you relinquish all illusions and attachments, and as a result, you may experience periods of intense emotional turmoil and upheaval. However, your willingness to accept this process is not as important as your acceptance of the fact that this is the way things are. The truth will guide you on this path, whether or not you are willing to follow it. While a voluntary approach can make the journey less difficult, it is more about surrendering to the process and releasing all control. In this process, you will learn a great deal about who you are not, which is the most valuable lesson of all. Additionally, you will learn about trust, love, and commitment, and how these qualities can be applied to your spiritual growth. By committing yourself to this path, step by step, you will gain the freedom to let go of any distractions or hindrances that are not relevant to your spiritual development. It's not often that people have a spiritual awakening in their life. It's a special and valuable experience that you should appreciate. Although it may be challenging, the benefits are immeasurable. You'll get to know yourself better and have a greater understanding of the world around you. You'll also feel a connection to something greater than yourself that can change your life in a positive way. As you traverse your spiritual path, experiencing feelings of isolation is not uncommon. However, it is crucial to embrace your solitary moments and acknowledge their significance in your journey. These moments of seclusion are a vital part of the process, as they enable you to reach a profound understanding of your spirituality. Rest assured that the universe is working in your favor to support you on your path to greatness. Thanks for making it to the end. I hope you understand the value of why it's important to be alone during your spiritual journey, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed, it's massively appreciated when you leave a like. And if you don't want to miss out on future uploads, you can join our community by subscribing to the channel with your bell notifications on. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.